So the Kenyan government has been in violation of the rights of Kenyan children on several levels when it comes to education. There's the issue of accessibility, whereby they have limited accessibility of education to all children. And there is the issue of school safety, which has been highlighted by the death of 16 children in Utumishi girls, whereby children passed away in their dormitory after a fire was started by what they are alleging is their fellow classmates. And the doors of the dorm were locked, and it was in the middle of the night, and 16 girls passed away. So, this is not the first time school fires have happened in Kenya. This is not the first time tragedies from school fires has happened in Kenya. And this brings me back to the issue of school shootings in America and the issue of negligence that caused the flooding of Camp Mystic, that caused the death of young girls in Camp Mystic. All this school safety issue, safety of children issues, all of them are resulting with children dying and parents losing their children in places that are supposed to be safe places for children. Schools are supposed to be safe places for children. Dormitories are supposed to be safe places for children. Camps are supposed to be safe places for children. And it appears there is an underlying assumption. There is issues of negligence and an underlying assumption that kids do not commit crime. And kids do commit crime. That's why they have to be monitored. They do commit crime, and it doesn't matter whether it's in Africa or in America, kids commit crime everywhere. Because I noticed another thing is the African diaspora, Kenyans in diaspora, always like to romanticize childhood in Africa. And the reality is kids commit crime everywhere. Kids become drug addicts everywhere. Kids stop going to school everywhere. There are very many things that kids do in America that is done in Africa. It's not that there's something uniquely special about Africa that kids there are better behaved, because a lot of parents in diaspora, this is African diaspora, and Kenyans, for example, in America and in Europe, tend to talk as if kids in Africa don't commit crime, are not rude, disobedient, and they don't, engage in drugs, sexual activities, underage sexual activities, among other things. And the reality is, parents need to parent. That's the reality of the situation. And there is need to look at the issue of safety of children in all places where children are, especially in schools. So the idea of parents in the African diaspora romanticizing childhood in America has to do with the fact that they normally compare children who come from well-off backgrounds in Africa and children who are disciplined, and themselves, if they were disciplined children, they compare their childhood to that of their children, and they come to a conclusion that it's the country, the environment is the reason why my child is misbehaving. And there are people who echo that. They tell them, take your children to Africa. If they were in Africa, they wouldn't be misbehaving. They wouldn't be committing criminal activities. They wouldn't do 1, 2, 3. And environment does matter. But there is need to recognize also that children commit crime in Africa too. And this is a good example of children who have committed crime. They have ended up killing their fellow classmates. So the issue of school safety needs to be addressed, and may the children in Utumishi, and I hope their parents find justice, and may they have strength to move on with life. It's horrible to lose a child. And the issue of school safety needs to be addressed, because apparently for some reason people are assuming children don't commit crime, hence they're not monitoring them 24/7. It's important to note that schools are safe places. Schools are safe places for children, and their safety, somebody has to oversee the safety. It doesn't happen automatically. Somebody has to oversee the safety of children in schools, and Ruto must go. There's a leadership failure. Even in America, there's a leadership failure when it comes to education. There's a leadership failure in education in Kenya. Ruto must go, and everybody in that